So, of course, the end-of-season Super Series finals, the destination Dubai this year and for 4 years. And looking at the women's singles list at the moment, well, you can see there's 3 Chinese players on the top there. 4 Chinese players in total. Well, the number 2 and 3 swapped places after the Australian Open because Wang Shixian, who's the number 2 seed here in Denmark, reached the semi-final in Sydney. The other 2 Chinese players at 1 and 3 didn't play the Australian Super Series. Saina Nehwal, of course, won in Sydney, and she went up 1 place to number 9. Two Koreans, 2 Thailand players, and 4 Chinese.
Court number 1, men's doubles. Please welcome from China.
Well, after our women's singles, next up is men's doubles, then mixed doubles, women's doubles, and men's singles, and of course home involvement in the 4th and 5th match this evening. So to the men's doubles pair, a relatively new pair of Taeyun and Lu Kai. Everyone will be very familiar with Taeyun, the Olympic champion. And the Indonesians coming onto court, the number 2 seeds, Mohammad Ahsan-Hendra Setiawan. There is Taeyun, 34 years of age now. Taeyun, but of course, most famous for all his tournaments played with the left-handed Fu Haifeng. On opposite sides of the net, we have Olympic gold medalists. Because, of course, as far as the Indonesians are concerned, Hendra Setiawan won the Beijing 2008 Olympic Games with Marcus Kido. But now he's teamed up with Mohammad Ahsan, and what a great partnership they've become. Of course, they won the world title last year. Sadly, weren't fit enough to defend their world title in Copenhagen just over a month ago. But here is the Chinese new pair. Taeyun, as I say, 34 years of age from Suzhou in Jiangsu province. Lu Kai turned 22 12 days ago from Nanning. Known as the Green City, Nanning, isn't it? It's beautiful. Lush green tropical city it is too. For their first round match, they beat the European champions Vladimir Ivanov and Ivan Sosunov in 3 games. Only 6 tournaments they've ever played together, because they formed their partnership at the All England Championships earlier this year, the Chinese pair. But they have already won a Super Series title, the Singapore Super Series. Well, they're up against a pair who are former world champions, won the world title in Guangzhou last year, beating Danes Boel and Morgensen in the final. And of course, they've recently returned from Incheon and the Asian Games with a gold medal. For Hendra Setiawan, the man on the right, as we look at them, he's 30 years of age, 2 world titles to his name, and now 2 gold medals, consecutive gold medals at Asian Games as well. Well, their first rounds, 2 very close games against Hashimoto and Hirata of Japan. 47 minutes for those 2 games, 22-20, 24-22. So this young man, tallest man on court, the least experienced of all 4 men, and the only man on court that doesn't have a World Championship medal. So this should be badminton of the very highest quality as we look at our court officials. François Masson of France and Ian Ross from England, the service judge. And it is wonderful to see the Indonesians back after all the injury worries, because Mohammad Ahsan couldn't defend the world title because of a bad back, but neither you or I were in Korea for the Asian Games, but by all accounts, they were magnificent and won the gold medal.
Must have played a very good tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have them back. And I think it's a fantastic achievement from Setiawan to win 2 Olympic Games in a row.
Asian Games.
But didn't he win the 2008 Olympic Games men's doubles as well?
Yeah, but it was the Chinese that won in London.
That's true. That's so true. Yeah.
So the new Chinese combination of Taiyun and Lu Kai, far side of the court. Ooh, service fault call, very first serve of the match.
Welcome.
This is the first meeting between these two pairs, not altogether surprising given... Oh, the service fault called there as well.
You're going to have a short match here.
Well, well, well.
Here we go. Let's see if we're going to have fault number 3.
Oh! Fault again. Well, looking at that, Morton, I have to say I agree.
Yes. Oh, you're not going to win that one, no. That was a poor attempt by Ahsan. Straight into the forehand of Kai-Yun.
Well, heavy strapping on the left calf muscle of Taiyun. Service fault calls above the waist. No, I wasn't convinced by that one.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard to say.
Oh, service fault called. Here we go. So we've had 7 points on the board. We've had 2 rallies. 5 service faults.
Broken string.
Yeah.
But I only think it's underlining a great issue in badminton, and that's the short serve.
Yeah.
The low serve there. You know, struck above the waist or not, where's the waist, all that. And we have seen that waist has been going up higher and higher in the past 10, 15 years. And you know, honestly, we've seen horrific services now and again.
I know, and players getting away with it. That's the problem.
And that's the inconsistency in the service judging, I must admit. That sometimes what one is seeing as a fault, the next one is not seen as a fault.
Yeah. Well, Setiawan, I'm a big fan of his and his reading of the game at the front of the court.
Yeah, his ability there is outstanding.
Yeah. And I suppose in his heyday, Taiyun, probably the quickest player at the front of the court, but I don't think he necessarily had the same reading and understanding.
He was much more explosive, as you say. That's good defense again. Oh, he's been playing some good shots, Setiawan. That's going out, yes.
Nice idea, though. I like the change of pace. Setiawan has a good record here at the Denmark Open, 4 previous finals, winning the title in 2008 with Marcus Kido. He's going to take him again. I wouldn't take him on at the net. So it's the Chinese pair who have the 1-point advantage here at the mid-game interval. Taiyun, really remarkable player, 4 times world champion, 6 medals in total at World Championships, 2 Olympic medals, silver and a gold.
Yeah, I was confusing that Olympic gold for Setiawan twice. It was the World Championship he won twice.
Yes, that's right. But here's an interesting thing for all the tournaments that Taiyun has won around the world, 30 of them.
Only?
Near 30. Never has he won the Denmark Open.
That's impressive. That's quite interesting.
That is interesting, isn't it? Such an outstanding partnership with Fu Haifeng, but they never actually won this title. In fact, they only reached one final, 2011.
You know, you and I, we have been watching that Indonesian pair for years. Or the players, and then this pair for at least a year or more. And we've always seen a very attacking Mohammad Ahsan with the Setiawan at the net and really taking control of that net in front of the court. I know that they won the Asian Games, and as what you pointed out, we were not there when they did it, and did not see the matches, and they must have played well to win. But when I look at it, I don't see the same aggressive Ahsan as what I normally see. He's much more relying on defensive skills and not going into the attack at all. I don't think I've seen him hit one smash so far in this match.
I think that's a very fair point. I'm searching in my own mind, Morten, for an explanation for that. And of course, you know, I talked about the sabbatical we've had from Super Series, the 3 months without Super Series events, because we've had Commonwealth Games, Asian Games, and the World Championships as well. And of course, the World Championships players obviously want the status and the title of World Champion. Asian Games, like the Olympics, only come around every 4 years. So you perhaps focus your training and your desires towards those 2 huge events. And after any sort of a peak like that, there has to be a trough.
Yeah, there will be a low on that.
And do you think that's purely it, or?
I must admit, I cannot remember why the Indonesian pair did not play, but it was Ahsan's injury that they did not play the World Championships. But I don't know what kind of injury it is.
He was back.
I was just going to say, I think it's either arm or back. Because I don't think he's really ready. I don't see the same agility, how he's jumping underneath it and really hitting it very hard. I don't see that at all.
No. That's the explanation then. We've got there in the end.
Eventually. Eventually. He's much more happy sitting back and defending.
Well, 3 straight points for a 3-point advantage for Taiyun and Lukai.
Service over 14-16.
Oh my goodness.
Please welcome from Thailand, Thanonsak Satsopuntur. He's facing from China, Chen Long.
That's a good return. I can't help asking you this question. It's a trick question.
Oh no.
Yes.
Go on then.
We saw, what, 5 service forward court out of the first 7 points.
Yeah.
Not one since. Have they all changed the serves so dramatically that they're suddenly not one of them is making a mistake on that serve?
I think there was one more fault called after that.
Okay.
Well, if they have all dropped their serves, then there is no reason why they couldn't play legal serves all the time.
But do you think that happened?
I'm afraid I haven't really looked that closely at it.
It's just a question. I don't have the answer. I'm just thinking. That's why I say it was a trick question.
Oh, that's lovely placement.
It's done that on a number of occasions.
back level.
8 all.
Well, that's about the hardest smash we've seen so far from Mohammad Ahsan.
Yes.
Oh, brilliant. Lovely play from Lu Kai.
Service over 19-18. Game point 18.
So the 2 game point opportunities for this new Chinese combination. That's well saved.
Yeah, first one saved.
19-20.
Fault server. Wouldn't that be ironic?
Well, it wasn't the best of serves, was it? But he got away with it.
He got away with it. It was way too high.
So 20 all, and we will require extra points until there's a clear 2-point winning margin.
Unless get to 29 all. And it's sudden death.
Service over 21-20.
So a 3rd game point opportunity for this Chinese pair. And a 3rd time it's saved.
Service over 21 all. to 21.
Yep, the calm man is going to serve. Oh. Commentator's curse. The curse of the commentator.
You always do that, Morton.
I do it very often. But he is the best server of the two, and he's possibly the best server of all four on the court here.
Yeah. So 22 all. Oh, well, how calm and collected is that? What a delightful little shot from Hendra Setiawan. Look at that. I know the luck of the net cord, but it was absolutely delightful. Second game point opportunity for the Indonesians, and that's gone long. Game number one to the number 2 seeds, Mohammad Ahsan and Hendra Setiawan. 24-22, the scoreline of that opening game. 17 minutes only for that game number one.
Ya kan kalau netting kan bagus ya. Wasit-wasitnya geser-geser dikit aja. Ya. Udah itu konsentrasi ke depannya, asal jangan dorong di atas itu. Kalau misalnya udah di bawah lewatin, dibelokin.
How's your Bahasa Indonesia?
Dibelokin.
Non-existent.
Just like mine, I can hear.
Nah, defense jangan langsung bilang. Defense jangan langsung bilang. Tadi kan beberapa kali, kecuali enak ya, boleh. Lurusin dulu aja. Lurusin dulu. Ya, lurusin dulu. Siap lagi, dia pasti kencang lagi tuh. Ya, siap lagi. Ya, banyakin main gas panjang dulu. Panjang dulu, ada taruh. Ya kan ya? Kayak tadi tuh berapa kali itu kencengin lagi aja. Kalau bisa duluin cepet duluin. Ya, jangan kendor ya.
Well, it was this very tournament 2 years ago where the Indonesians formed their partnership.
Yeah, and started a fantastic record. How many did they win in a row? Tournaments?
How many did they win in a row?
I think it was 3 or 4 they started off winning, didn't they?
They won 4 consecutive tournaments.
Yes.
Last year.
Oh, that was last year.
In 2012, when they formed their partnership, they played 3 tournaments but didn't win any of them.
Okay.
Last year, 8 finals from 14 tournaments, winning 6 of them, 4 consecutive.
Yeah.
Indonesia, Singapore, World Championships, and Japan.
3 love.
This year, 4 finals and 2 titles, the All England and the Asian Games.
Right, service over, correction. 1, 2, 2.
That's nicely done.
2-0.
In about 20 minutes, Messieurs Forward Castors will be signing autographs in the foyer. In about 20 minutes,
Service over, 3-2.
Well, here's an interesting factoid. You know, I love my little facts, don't you?
Yes, you do. And I love it too.
With the Indonesians, they share a brother-in-law, former world champion Hendra.
Okay.
Now, shall I explain that?
Yes, you may.
Because Hendra Setiawan has 2 older sisters, and one of his older sisters married Hendra. And as far as Mohammad Ahsan is concerned, his wife, Christine, is the sister of Hendra. So they share a brother-in-law, but they're not brothers-in-law.
No. That's tricky.
That
is tricky.
There you go.
And now I wonder why Indonesia have so many good badminton players.
Exactly.
They marry into all these families and that's it. That's amazing.
It is, isn't it?
It is.
That's my factoid for the day.
7-3.
Perfect. And Hendra is actually coaching in Malaysia at the moment. Been there for 4 years.
Yeah, that's right.
Coaching the backup men's singles squad in Malaysia. Talks about him perhaps taking over as coach for Lee Chong-wei.
Yes, I've read that too, because of course all the backup players were playing in Ipoh this last week, weren't they? And yet Hendra wasn't there.
He wasn't there, and he was on leave.
I have to say, you know, since these service faults were called early on, the standard of low serves has been erratic, I think is the way of putting it.
There's definitely pressure on it.
Yeah. And that's landed in.
9-5.
Plum on the line. Yeah, there's another service error. Just lost their
So
rhythm.
what you're saying is that the service under pressure is getting more erratic because they are playing it from a lower position.
Yes,
Than what they did in the beginning.
that's what I think.
Yeah. Okay. good block shot. Wonderful block shot.
10-6.
That one there, that's a beauty. Very low position, but still managed to control it so well.
In double.
So a 5-point advantage for the Indonesians. And the least experienced player on court, Lu Kai, to me, is just beginning to lose his way a little bit.
Yeah, he's a bit more erratic.
That's interesting, isn't it? Tai Yun giving as much of the instruction as the coaches.
I think if the Chinese pair is going to stand a chance of winning this match, they have to get Lu to start scoring points. Because in all honesty, Kai Yun is 34 years old. He is getting older in badminton terms. He is not as quick as he used to be. He doesn't hit as hard as he used to do. He doesn't score as much as he used to do. So he is relying on partner to either set him up really nicely or start scoring points himself. And that's what Lu have to do. He's got to start scoring points, because otherwise this Chinese partnership can't win.
Service over, 12-7. Service over, 8-12. Over, 13-8.
That's good play by Mohammad Ahsan here. Very quick.
Just going back to that timeout in the middle of this second game, Morton, and Tai Yun's involvement in encouraging his young partner and giving advice and so on. It's very interesting because we're staying at the same hotel as the Chinese players, aren't we? And I was having a chat to Tai Yun's former men's doubles partner, Fu Haifeng. I think it was yesterday morning, and Zhang Nan, the Olympic mixed doubles champion, because of course they're playing men's doubles together. And although their English is limited, we did actually have a very interesting conversation. And Fu Haifeng said to me about the Olympic mixed doubles champion, my boy, I teach him. So, and this is fascinating. I had a suspicion that Tai Yun was actually going to retire after the Asian Games, that might be it for him. And he'd call it a day. He's won everything there is virtually to win in world badminton. But no, they use these older players to
pass it on.
To pass on the knowledge. And, I mean, they're 5 points adrift now. Whether they can come back against a pair who's just won the Asian Games gold medal remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. But, you know, how much will he learn, Lu Kai, from this experience? He should and will learn an awful lot. That's good. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I totally agree. The fact that, you know, you're passing on your knowledge, that means a lot, whether that is in training tournaments for doubles players and all that. It means a lot to pass it on, and that's obviously also one of the secrets behind, I think, what's happening in Indonesia, but also what's happening in Denmark, that you know, you're always passing it on to the next generation.
Yeah. He's getting a little down in the dumps, is Lu Kai. Body language after that error, not good.
Service over, 11-18.
Just missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's more like the sort of...
That's much more like it.
But did you see that grimace afterwards?
No, I didn't see that. I didn't watch the monitor.
Well, maybe that back is, as you suspected, may not be 100% right. Always just seems to have that racket in the right place at the right time, and he has got this radar vision where he can see where the gaps are and just calmly plays the shuttle into the open space. But you see, now he's lost the rhythm on his serve, definitely.
He has. Normally he would never do that.
No.
It's
gone long.
Match point 13.
So
I don't think Kai Yun will win the Denmark Open
no.
once again.
And this possibly will be his last appearance here. But all credits to the #2 seeds, Mohammad Ahsan-Hendra Setiawan. Beaten finalists last year. And here at the 2014 Yonex Denmark Open, safely through the second round. 24-22, having to save those 3 game points in the opening game, but much more comfortable in the second. 21-13, a match lasting just 30 minutes, but the Indonesians safely through to the quarterfinal. Confirmation of the score. 2 straight games in 30 minutes, and Mohammad Ahsan-Hendra Setiawan will contest the quarterfinal tomorrow. So the men's doubles destination Dubai rankings, and after the Australian Super Series, lots of movement. 9 of the 10 pairs moved places.